Hello, how you guys doing today? Today is September the 17th, 2025. Hope everybody is doing great. Everybody's doing good. God bless everybody. I am on here. Death is not a death sentence, just try to uplift people and try to give people, some healing, some peace in your mind. I put a disclaimer, everything is for entertainment purposes only. Um, Listen at your own will. But anyway, I want to get into this. So, the reason why death is not a death sentence is because, people is not actually really gone. People is not really actually gone. We do have angels walking the earth. Have you ever been somewhere and you'll look back or you think that you've seen somebody and you like, wait a minute, where did they go? And they could not walk like that fast. And you like, no, they couldn't have went, nah. No, there's no way they could have walked that fast and disappeared out of thin air. There's no way. So there are angels that do walk the earth. There are angels that are in hospitals. There are angels that that do healing that we do not even know. The crazy part about it is though, have you ever seen or have you been the one and they say, hey, listen, we don't know how in the world you got cured. We can't find the cancer. We can't find the illness. We can't find the infection, or the infection is so dramatically low. We don't know how, how, we can't detect anything. Whereas in my case, they don't even know how I woke up. And if they told my mom and people that I wouldn't be able to walk or talk, or, I would be literally like an infant, I wouldn't be able to know anything. And if basically kind of like brain dead, not really knowing anything, very mentally challenged, in a wheelchair, couldn't walk, couldn't, probably would have to been on oxygen for the rest of my life, and probably, need to commit me to a nursing home or something like that. But when I woke up, from heaven, and God, Jesus asked me if I wanted to come back, and I said yes. And it's so weird because Jesus gave me the vision of my children. He didn't hide anything from me. He gave me the knowledge that I had kids, small children, and, a 1 year old. And, he gave me, these visions. He let me know what I was leaving behind. And I sat there and I thought about it. I said, no, I can't leave them, And the picture that you see, right, with the blonde hair, blue eyes, and everything like that, that's not Jesus, guys. Who I saw in heaven, Jesus is not like a puny dude, okay? He's a tall, strong, mighty man, okay? Uh, Christ is, oh my gosh, awesome. He was in a white long robe or some type of garment, all white down. He had on Roman sandals. His hair was like brownish or dark brown or something like that. And, he had waves, but kind of like curls a little bit, kind of, sort of. And I remember when I was there, I was kneeling down, bowing before him. And the Bible states, like, every knee shall bow, when Jesus come back and things of that nature. But I was bowing down, and, it was like all these people that were around me, and I knew everything. It had to be like millions of people, and I knew everybody by name, which is really, I'm telling you, it is awesome. But however, so when I woke up, right, and I was able to speak, and I was able to, be intelligent and things of that nature, and my infection was so incredible high. Um, they thought I was going to die from the infection alone. And on the second day when I woke up, the infection was gone. They have no clue how in the world this had happened. So you do have angels that are in the hospital. It was a priest, I'll never forget. It was a priest that, that was praying for me, giving me my last rites. And I heard him while I was in heaven. And I heard him. I heard his voice. I heard him praying. And the hospital was on an Indian reservation. And them people were so incredible, awesome, and nice and kind, and, just beautiful people. But nevertheless, though, I just want to tell you guys, like, heaven is real, Jesus is real, and, even with all that, I had a lot of anger, and I had a lot of, oh, goodness gracious, I went through some stuff, guys. I'm telling you, I went through a lot. So I will say that, that's why I say, death is not a death sentence, because everybody's connected. Everybody knows each other over there. Everybody knows each other. There's no celebrities and like, oh my God, there is Michael Jackson. There's James Brown. That's Elvis. Oh, no, it's not that. Everybody is just loved, as one. So people think, oh my God, he was the president. No, none of that is over there. None of that, celebrity stuff is over there. It doesn't exist. Also, too, you have to understand one thing. Even when it comes to your children, have you ever prayed for your kids or your loved one or your husband or your wife or your family member or whoever you love, and you pray for their protection, or you pray for something that they might need, or help or whatever, and then you get it, but then you realize, like, but I have to go through so much pain. But you're never supposed to lose faith and trust. If you have faith and trust always, and sometimes, yeah, we're human, we're going to doubt and things of that nature, but if you trust in God, and you have faith, like total faith and trust in God, all your desires are already here. You just have to have faith and trust, no matter how bad it looks, no matter how your life seems to suck, no matter your tears. God takes all your tears away. Believe it or not, that's when he's really working with you. When you are in sorrow, when you have no peace in your mind or in your heart. So just know that when someone dies, you're really grieving them. And then you got to think about it like this, because this is how I thought about it, guys. I eventually got to the point, and I said to myself, you know what? My son died at 12 years old. And I think back, it's been 21 years, right? I think back and I say to myself, would I want him here on earth, this evil earth with me, and he have to go through all this stuff? Or would I want him somewhere that is better than anything in the universe? And let me guess what I picked. Better than anything in the universe. Because a lot of times people be suffering, or he didn't have an illness, or they got into, like my son got a car accident and died, right? So be like, oh, he was a good person, and it's all these bad people out here, and why the person I love had to die? Because they was only here for a moment. They were just only here for a moment. That's it. See, when you live, it's true. You have a sunrise, you have a sunset. So the day you're born, it's already written when you're gonna die. So, you gotta not be selfish and be like, hey, you know what? I want them with me. But sometimes us as humans, we don't look at it like that. And to be honest, that's when we become selfish, because we want them to be the best, in the best place possible, right? That's what they are. So death is not a death sentence. They're in paradise. That's how you have to look at it. That's how you start healing. Anyway, guys, I'm going to log off. And I want everybody to have a blessed day. And, pray, have trust, have faith, no matter what it looks like, no matter how bad it looks. Remember,